Thanks for staying with us. We are Switch On Network, and make sure you do the things that need to be done. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you follow us on all the various social media pages. We are still in the off season, or we are in the preseason, however you want to look at it. But the league hasn't kicked off yet. So all the major talking points will be around what teams are doing in the transfer market and how players have fared in and out of teams. And today, a major talking point for us will be the tag of playing for a big team, the weight of playing for a big team. Is it what compromises certain players? Certain players have the big BMT, certain players don't. We'll get the thoughts of our esteemed panel on that, but make sure you interact with us and let us know your thoughts of why players do or don't fail or succeed at the big teams. Morgan Gold joins us once again. Bafana legend, South African football legend, and Mr. Research himself, Nadim Lukele. Thanks for joining us once again. Nadim, let's start and just get right into it. There is a tag that comes with playing for the big, do we say big three, big two? What do you think?
Yeah, big two teams, yeah.
Big two.
Chiefs and Pirates, because the others, they're just like part of the only two teams. I mean, the bigger teams in South Africa. Almost each and household, you find the Chiefs or Pirates fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no other team after that.
So we talk Chiefs and Pirates.
Yeah.
How do you think players, what's the risk of going to those teams as a player?
I think it's very high. I've spoken to so many legends who went there, like Mkonza, when he was still alive, Sheikh Skungwane, Fanema Dida. It's like when you play for Chiefs, it's different from other teams. The pressure, the fans, so much is expected. Each and every minute you touch the ball, a lot is expected from you. Even how you behave after training, in training, so many factors are involved because the spotlight, unlike when you play for a small team like Makese or Chippa United, you can have a bad game and still come back in the starting lineup. Yeah. No one is going to write about you. No one is going to critique you.
Sure.
No one is going to call you a Hong Kong player. But the Chiefs, like you miss one-on-one, just like we've seen with Ranga Chivaviro. A Chiefs is a serious crime. I mean, it doesn't matter if you scored last week and the fans they're not going to be caring. So I think the pressure is just too much. Some players, they can stay with the pressure. Like Dion Hoto, when he came from Vets, he just fitted well. So Pirates, it became one of the most successful Pirates. Maybe it could be the best signing of Pirates in the last 5 years. But you look at other players like Zondo, a lot was expected when he was at Marumo Karans. But when he joined Pirates, he really struggled. He was not the same guy who you can think he assisted Marumo Karans to win the Nedbank Cup. So there are many factors, but it does happening. 50% of players who join Pirates, they struggle. At Chiefs, it's even worse. Like 80% of the players who signed in the last 10 years, they really struggled to be.
We'll go deeper into that list. Morgan, let me bring you in. You have to, because I mean, you played for so-called smaller clubs prior to donning the gold. What is the difference?
Like, I want to correct Nadim. I don't think, and I want to correct the whole saying of smaller clubs, because I think it's the opportunity that you get, to get to those clubs. They're all playing in the same league. It's not like they're playing in different leagues.
But
however,
what are you correcting?
No, I'm saying you can't say they're small teams. Like
Chippa United is a big team.
Yes, it's a big team.
Bigger than Chiefs.
I mean, now you trying to.
Okay, wait. Let's go back.
To say
Kaizer Chiefs. Chippa is bigger than Chippa United.
No, Chippa is bigger than Chiefs in their province. Yeah, they're bigger than.
That's not true. Kaizer Chiefs is the most supported team in Eastern Cape. 99% of Xhosa people support Chiefs. That's not true.
Okay.
Let's go here. What constitutes a big team? What makes a team a big team?
Firstly, the history, the trophy cabinet. We must take that into consideration, and also how much money they spend. That's also another thing. You must take that into consideration.
How much they spend makes them a big team.
Yes.
So, like, look at pyramids.
PSG not a big team.
But they have history. All the things you mentioned, they spend.
And they spend money.
Let's go a key example. Pyramids.
They've got money.
How old is pyramids?
Since 2018.
5 years. Okay, 7 years.
Yeah.
Pyramids is 7 years.
They're a big team, Mark.
Are they a big team?
Yes, they are a big team.
They played a Champions League semi-final, Morgan, against Pirates, and they had one stand. Like,
Mark,
no, they don't even have 1,000 supporters. So what they do, they go to schools, give free tickets. It's so bad. They don't have supporters, just a team that is financed by rich people.
Without supporters, can you be a big team, Morgan?
Yes,
okay, let me ask you that.
Wits.
Without supporters, can you be a big team?
Let's make example with Wits. Wits had, let's say, 48 people, 3 dogs, and 4 security guards. They're a big team. They
were old team, not
Wits is 100
They were
years
old
old.
team.
Exactly.
Wits is 100 years old.
History.
Pyramids is 7 years old and they don't have...
They are a big team.
They're a big team.
They are a big team. You can't win the Champions League and not be a big team.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Okay.
No, you can. They are not a big team. You're wrong.
They are a big team.
So, okay.
They beat for the last 5 years, Pirates has been one of the best teams, right? They beat Pirates fair and square, clean. They took Sundowns.
The two biggest team, it doesn't matter what you say, the two biggest team in Egypt is Al Ahly and Zamalek. You can talk about Pirates, Sundowns, whatever you saw, it doesn't matter. The two best teams in Egypt is Al Ahly and Zamalek.
Not best, biggest.
Biggest.
Because Pyramid beat them, so you can't say best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Biggest in support and obviously how they do their business.
So Morgan, let me
They've
get
never
this.
won the league in Egypt.
Do you feel it's disrespectful to clubs to say the so-called smaller teams?
In a way, yes.
You don't think those clubs see themselves as smaller than Chiefs, Pirates?
They don't have the financial muscle, Mark. They're not, when you're a team that's in the league, you're fighting for different things. You're fighting to survive.
And
you're fighting to be in the league so you can, sell your best players and make, ends meet or whatever. Those are the type of things that the so-called smaller teams.
Yeah.
So
that's why, I mean, it's a smaller team tag purely because of those very facts that you're stating.
Mark, there's no small team.
Outside
Cosmos
in England,
is not a small team.
Outside the top six. Wait, outside the top six in England.
You know I'm saying Cosmos is not a small team. I want Nadim to say something. Cosmos is not a small team.
Is it even a team?
Is
it even a team?
It's an institution.
Where are they based?
Come from them.
Where do they play?
I come from
Where do they play?
80% of your
What division are they playing?
Bafana teams. No, forget the division that they play.
But where do they play now?
They're playing in South Africa.
Where? Which division?
Somewhere.
Like which position are they?
They're producing.
Which position are they at? Which position did they finish last season?
Maybe let's say the GDL. They're producing new players. You
can't a team that you don't even know
Cosmos
which position were they last season. So you can't say they're a big team.
Okay.
You can't even name 5 players at Cosmos now.
Yeah. It's just unfortunately so.
I mean, a big team is supposed to know their players. Like a big team, if you could mention a big team. So Morgan is trying to, I don't know. He's supposed to know if you're saying this team is big. You know the starting lineup of head, even if you don't support it.
Let's get back to the point. We go to, for you, the difference between playing for a big team like Cosmos and then...
It's the history, Mark. The history, the pressure of going to a place where a lot is expected of you. And I, when I sit down, I look at my career, and I'm an honest person when I look at my career, I would say I was a bit of a failure in a big team.
How so?
I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve at the club. I had my own mandate inside saying, these are the things that I want to achieve. Yes, I was part of a team that did well, that we orchestrated something that a lot of teams aspire to be, because we came in and we hit the ground running and we blew a lot of teams away. And not just by the football that we played, but the camaraderie and the understanding. We knew, each one knew what his role was. I could go 8 games without playing, but when I come in, I make a huge difference because I am needed at the time, and I was in a headspace where I can say, this is my role. And beyond that, I cannot ask questions. But if I'm in a successful institution that's willing to give me the opportunity and go forth with my injuries, with my setbacks, why not? So I think it's also understanding the pressures of, you must remember the communities that we come from. Firstly, the black child, we have black tax, we have the communities watching. Everybody that you grew up with, now suddenly you owe them something.
Yeah.
Your aunt that used to look after you, now you need to look after her because there's something that she needs. So there's a lot of things that go into you performing while at a big club. And those are the things that just happen. I'm talking about locally.
Sure.
I don't know about the guys that come from abroad or come from any other countries, what their pressures are.
The local guys know what it means.
The local guys, day in, day out, you cannot go to a garage without being stopped by X1 a guy that used to support the team that doesn't support the team anymore because the team's not doing
upset.
what he does, what he wants the team to do. So automatically, you interacting with that person, you can tell that inside they're boiling, and it moves you. You're trying to fix something. You're trying to fix one person that you want to change their mindset and their perspective, and you interact with them. But it takes a lot. It draws a lot from you. So Mark, it's something that you think you can unpack, but you can't just unpack like that because there's a lot that goes into.
So tell me this: you obviously your progression. You went Cosmos, Supersport, Chiefs. You are from Cosmos to Supersport. Compared to Supersport to Chiefs, what was that transition from Cosmos to Supersport like?
Look, from Cosmos to Supersport, it was a breakthrough for me, like a proper breakthrough where things became more organized, structured. You knew where to fetch your kit. You knew where to. You were getting paid on a certain day.
From Cosmos, you didn't know when you're getting paid.
Can I finish? You knew. So there was structure, Mark.
Yeah.
And take nothing away from the old man. He was doing everything by himself, and because
in a big team, someone doesn't do things by himself. They have a proper structure in a big team, as you say. You said Jomo Cosmos is a big team. Sorry to interrupt.
Jomo Cosmos is a big team.
No, you said in a big team, you know when you're gonna get paid. You know where's your kit.
No,
you know where's your kit
is.
No, you know where's your kit is.
No, those are small things that you can
look past them. At Kaizer Chiefs, you knew where your kit is, right?
No, we're still talking about Supersport. Then I went on to Supersport.
Sure.
Where everything is structured. You knew what time training was for a month. You had your monthly schedule.
But we're talking pressure.
There you were called the Jomo. Jomo, you were called come.
It's very interesting.
Because specifically the pressure on the field. Like when you stepped out, like going on the field for Cosmos, playing at Cosmos, and then getting on the field and playing at Supersport. Was there much of a difference?
Yes, there was.
There was a difference.
There was a difference. Firstly, you are going into an institution you don't know. You know what the goals are of the team, and you are coming as a diamond in the rough. And obviously, there's a saying that Gavin loves, and he loves to say to a lot of the people that he's produced or helped produce. You can't tame a tame horse, but you can tame a wild horse. So I was at a place where this was a hustle and bustle for me now.
Yeah.
And then when I moved from Supersport, then it became a job because you knew what time you need to be, where you need to be, and at the end of the month, you knew that
so
come rain, come sunshine, you sorted.
So did that add more or less pressure?
That added more pressure into I must deliver. Because the mandate now is we're not just a team that wants to survive. We're a team that wants to punch above their weight.
Okay.
And that's how I was introduced slowly. And I like the introduction to my football career. From there, I went to Supersport. From Supersport, obviously.
So yeah, that's where I was going to go now. Then the pressure from Supersport to Chiefs. So do you think if it would have been different for you, or maybe your time at Chiefs would have been different if you went straight from Cosmos to Chiefs?
Yes, definitely. I can make a prime example. And it's one of the examples that I looked at, and I Mark, if I just, small story, Mushin Etogral had the opportunity of signing me from Cosmos straight to Chiefs. Then obviously he said, no, they must give him a DVD. So I'm like, we're playing in the same league. It's not like we're playing, I'm in Egypt. Here. So cut a long story short, they took Mkiti.
So that's,
And how I viewed that, yes, it was a disappointment for me to say, I'm not good enough to go there. But in those years that I saw that, yes, it was good enough to go and play there, but the development and the pressures that he came under, it got him, and it got him wobbling. And obviously, I wouldn't say he fell off the wayside, but
when you look at the longevity of your career, maybe
exactly,
that jump...
I got to play 22 years, and I don't know how long he played, but sometimes jumping from
a small team, to a big team,
from a big team to a greater team, is not the ideal. But it depends how you take the transition. Because if you look at the landscape, and you know this pretty well, there's 3 tiers of when it comes to South African football. There's tier 1, where it's the creme de la creme of the big 4. Then it's the teams that obviously...
Wait, who's your 4 now?
Okay, let's.
No, we need to clarify that. Who's that for? Chiefs, Pirates,
Sundowns, Chiefs, Orlando Pirates,
Suwelele.
Suwelele. Top four.
Suwelele.
You
Okay.
listen. Suwelele / Super Sport.
Yeah. Okay.
Top four.
Got you.
Then the tier below that is obviously the teams that are in and amongst the top 5, top 8 teams. I know Nadim is going to go south with this, but anyway. Which is... Sure.
I know. Don't worry about those ones.
No. Stellies is also now on the verge of getting to the top here. So I say Stellies.
Skukune.
Yes, Kukune.
Arrows are ever present in the league.
Yes, Arrows.
Amazulu
to a certain degree, and then there's the bottom tier.
Sure.
You have to go. You can't go from the bottom tier to the top tier. You need to be exceptional.
Progress.
You need to progress, and that's how we should look at the pressures, because it becomes steeper and steeper. When you get to the top, there's nothing beyond the top. You leave the game.
So again, that's something we need to look at, because so if you're going from, let's say, a relegation candidate to one of the big 2, big 3, maybe there's merit to that. Maybe you can't just make that jump to where you are playing now for the team that's demanding everything.
Yeah, you have to be really exceptional. Like Pitso Villagas, they did it. Their guys were that good, like Chabupule.
No, but they came through the academy.
Yes,
you can't
yes,
say
yes.
they didn't come from outside in.
Yeah, but it's so difficult it's so difficult to jump in like that. So that's why Morgan is wrong when he say there's no big teams. There are big teams and small teams. As you said, he jumped, then he disappeared. Like it didn't work out at Chiefs. Then from there, like no one couldn't sign him. So same thing with so many players that immediately a career at Chiefs is not so successful. It's so difficult to come and revamp yourself in another team and do well. So that's why I agree with Morgan when he says it's so difficult. It's so good maybe to go through the stages. By that time, you are prepared. When you reach Kaizer Chiefs, you are prepared to be a Chiefs player and all those kind of things. Yeah, unless maybe exceptional talented like Mato, who we saw at Chiefs. I mean, with Tower at Celtic. I mean, that's what his face.
But at the time, I think Celtic is probably that middle class, because if you look at, and again, I feel, Morgan, I'm going to go against you here, because I feel support base is what really makes you a big team or a so-called smaller team. Because if you look at Celtic supporters, Celtic had some of the best supporters in the country.
Yeah, it was in the top 3.
Exactly.
It was Celtic, Sundowns, and Kaizer Chiefs. I mean,
Celtic,
not just Pirates Chiefs.
Pirates Chiefs, Celtic.
What you go to? Hey, what you go to?
Why?
What about that? Oh, mention those teams again.
It's Pirates, Chiefs, and Celtic.
You had Sundowns in there.
No, by mistake.
Why?
Because they never had supporters. Celtic had more supporters than Sundowns.
But now they do.
I don't know.
No. Okay. Either way, Celtic, and that's why maybe with Mato, it was easier to transition, because he's from a team that has a great support base. And you know what it's like. I mean, the guys tell you stories about being in Bloom. You're a celebrity in Bloom when you play for Celtic. It's
sorry to cut you there. And we played Toyota Cup last year. I literally had tears in my eyes. If those guys support football like that, I literally had tears in my eyes, because you could feel the love. You could feel that these people missed the game.
When Chiefs lost 4-0.
Did they lose 4-0 against you?
I was playing.
We
were playing Bloemfontein.
No, he's talking about the Legends game.
We were playing Bloemfontein Celtic Legends.
And it was before the Chiefs and Young Africans.
Can I talk about the game we were playing and we were applauded on? The Bloemfontein Celtics Legends versus Kaizer Chiefs Legends. After the game, we got a guard of honor for a couple of the players there. David Mudise was there. And obviously he's a phenomenal guy that comes from there, and they were singing songs. And I literally had teary eyes, because the respect and love that they show. And how can you not succeed in front of a crowd like that? So I was really, really surprised.
I'll tell you a funny thing about Celtic. With Celtic, is one of the few places in the country when we were playing where the toss is very important. The coin toss at the beginning of the game. You wanted to win the coin toss. Why? Because you want Celtic to play. Remember, the supporters are generally behind the goal. When you're walking out of the tunnel, it's the goal to your right. The supporters always gathered there. You want Celtic to be playing away from them in the second half. if they are playing down this way in the second half, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. That's how crazy and how big that support was. And when you play for a club like that, surely I think they were in the upper tier, I would say, of what Mogi spoke about in terms of support base. And maybe that's why it would be easier to transition from a Celtic. I don't know. Again, these are all theories we throw because we need to understand the dynamics.
The more you think about it, what Morgan is saying is so true. The more you come from those kind of teams, like maybe like top half teams, maybe you'll think it's easy to adjust when you reach Kaizer Chiefs because it's more like you are prepared. If you look at guys like George Malulega, it was at SuperSport United, was at Ajax Cape Town, then a SuperSport, then a Chiefs. You can say maybe pretty decent carry.
Yeah.
But then it means Kaizer Chiefs mistake they're getting things wrong by just signing a player from that kind of like lower tight teams and think it's gonna try and be a drastic improvement because we've seen them, all of them, they've network. Even given him Simango, we can't say he's been successful at Chiefs. Even Fiaken Touare, the goalkeeper, he looked like he took TS Galaxy to the final, but immediately at Chiefs, he looked like a very bad goalkeeper. People were saying it was a good signing, but immediately joined Chiefs. So maybe that's what is not being addressed, that where do you sign a player from? Is there...
Again,
we spoke with Bobby Mtawa somewhere, that thing, in agreement with you. At teams like Crystal Stars, it's easy for them to sign a player from Crystal Stars already used to the top 8 and all this kind of... For them, it becomes a step up. But when you're going to sign a player from a team that is fighting relegation, then straight to Chiefs, and you expect like Ranga Chivaviro.
The pressure.
Ranga Chivaviro is an example of like, you sign a player from a team that just fought relegation, and you think a Chiefs is going to be your number one striker and bring that thing. It didn't work out.
I think you need to look into depth when you say relegation, because there's a different type of pressure. There's a pressure of surviving and a pressure of performing.
Yeah.
And at the pressure of surviving, you still need to perform. And you need to look into depth what the person produces. Is the person a good human being? Is the person a diligent person that you can send out to wars and come back and say, you know what, I fought, he gave his all, or he or she gave his all. So you can look at a situation where you can sign a goalkeeper but it needs to be a specialized position where you're really lacking. You can sign a goalkeeper from there because you know.
Does it mean, a player like Touare was not ready to play for Chiefs? Or you're scared of saying that?
No, I'm not scared of saying that. I don't know what the thinking was behind.
No, but in agreement with you, you say your career, if you moved straight from Jomo Cosmos to Kaizer Chiefs, maybe... I
don't know where Touare was before. So I can't speak for
Rwanda. It was from Rwanda.
I don't know how
Rwanda is not known from football. It's known for many things.
No, but you mean Galaxy. Say, before Chiefs, he wasn't. He was at TS Galaxy.
How long was he at Galaxy?
1 season.
1 season.
You see, it's different folks. Yeah. Different strokes for different folks, because if he was the top goalkeeper, then obviously, and you're in need of a goalkeeper, you'd want to sign him. But was he really tested? He had good defenders in front of him. Given was brilliant when he was at thing.
I think maybe if you sign him, don't make him a number one, instant number one. What had Chain at Pirates maybe came from Chippa United as a Pirates, was like a 4th or 3rd chase goalkeeper when he joined Pirates. Then there was Ofori, so like Mponjane, those were 2 starters. When he came in, was not like expected to be part of the team. Immediately Touare came in, immediately was thrown straight to the lineup. And then like the games were coming thick and fast, and
I don't think Chain is a good example to make.
Yeah, because Pirates need a goalkeeper, I agree.
I'm not sure if it's... I think if we should look at another example.
He hasn't done well. He's a contender for keeper of the season. What? I don't understand that statement now.
Still not that level where you can say you trust him. Because the competition where Pirates compete in the Champions League, in the league, all the trophies, I mean, in the Champions League, we saw that he lacks something. I think Pirates need a goalkeeper who's a bit step higher than Chain. For me, I don't think he's a Pirates goalkeeper who, you like Monep Josephs, who found Pirates 10 years without a trophy. When he came in, he solidified the team. They won a double treble or those kind of things. Because
you're talking about a guy now, like, I mean, I look at the penalty shootout where he's pretty much...
That is important in Cups, but also in the league. Monep Joseph was important in the league. Pirates will win 1-0. With Pirates now, if it's 1-0, then the other team could be 1-1. So you need a kind of a guy like that. Like Kune Chiefs, he brought that way, he was solid. even in the league. For me, I don't think he's that consistent. I don't know why people don't. He's not been consistent enough in the league, even when he's playing. I don't know. That's why maybe he's not a starter in Bafana.
But no.
If you look at the top 2 goalkeepers at Sundowns, I think both of them, they easily go to the straight parallel. Onyango and even Jody February, I don't know. I think they can compete with Chain in terms of quality. But Onyango and Ronan Williams are better than Chain. So Pirates need a goalkeeper who's almost at the level of Williams and I think so, personally.
You agree, Mogi? Or is it the pressure again?
Look, you must look at it. There's so many things you need to look at. Who's in front of him? The defenders that he has. In front of that, who's in front of the defenders that they have? So they don't really get an opportunity to. But the Pyramids game, I was at the game. Listen, there were ringworms around them there because they knew what to do. They knew height in Africa is a big thing.
And it's not the tallest goalkeeper.
Is a big thing. So those type of things is gonna come out somewhere somehow. Yes, he's gonna see it through. But immediately when they go into Africa, there's going to be questions asked. And they ask robust questions. And look, he's done well. Good goalkeeper. He looks like he's actually, he keeps the dressing room very close-knit because you can see every time he speaks and every time he's around the players, they gather around him. Sure. So it's always good to have a competition. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's always
so
good to have
you don't think he's being pushed enough by Buthelezi?
No. Buthelezi is not pushing him enough. I think Zadla's even pushing a little bit more, but obviously Zadla has those. He still needs to go through the development phase where he needs to make those mistakes, you know. And we want to see how he comes back from the 6. Buthelezi is a good human being. As you were saying earlier on, there's players that are very good human beings, and I kept at some teams.
Good person.
You need to be a good person.
Good behavior in Pirates and Chiefs will keep you in the team.
No, I was a good person, but I wasn't kept at Chiefs.
No, but with you, it was money issue. They wanted to halve your salary. The one that you had. Andre, how much were you getting? 400,000. Then when you joined Super Sport, and then now they want to deduct your. I know your story. You think I don't know how you left Chiefs? I know they wanted now to renegotiate your salary.
Are we talking about now? Now it's shifted. Now it's about me.
No, I'm
now.
just saying, in Chiefs, you were not shifted because of performance and anything. It was like when your contract expired, because you were brought in a lot of money. You were like so much money that they were paying you. Like, and then they wanted.
There's a website. I think there's a website Nadim goes to where he gets all these.
No. The website.
No, I know Moken's story. That's how it left.
But anyway, I went to. I left. Listen,
when they look at the salary every month. That's why Mashamaite was saying, I was praying at least to be in the top 10 paid players. You know, the top 10 players. Mashamaite says he left Chiefs because he was not even in the top 10 players. When you look at Morgan is playing with, he's the captain of Morgan. And Morgan is getting paid like ×3 of his salary. And it angered him, bro.
That's why
it irritated him. It made him angry.
Now,
you see. Nadim,
it was ×3. It was ×3.
That's short left. Nadim took a short left. Took a short left.
No, Nadim, come in. Then I left, obviously.
Because the offer wanted to be reduced.
What?
Why are you not saying I left Chiefs because they wanted to have my salary?
No, I saw my.
Or they didn't want to.
I saw my game time reducing when Coach Steve was there, and then I was like, let me calculate it. Okay, I can go somewhere else where, not revive, but I can add value, and I'm going to.
But that was a motivation. That was a motivation to reduce your salary.
No. There was no motivation. I just wanted to play the game.
Remember I come from also said something.
I came from a generation where my dad played football.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be dishonest to the game because the game owes me nothing.
So Chiefs never wanted to have your salary. They wanted to give you an improved offer.
They wanted to give me improved offer, but I turned it down.
No, that's a lie.
That's
a lie. They wanted that's a lie. That's not even. You know it.
Nadim.
No, it's like that's not true.
Wait.
That's not true.
Wait, that's not what we are discussing.
Okay.
That's another show. That's another show.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah, but Morgan knows the truth.
You're going to tell us the truth, eh?
Yeah.
That's another show.
Oh, you also don't believe it's the truth. Oh, okay. There's a conspiracy theory here.
No matter, doesn't even come up billion to the offer when it came, it was no longer the same. The offer that he got when he joined Sundowns The one that they gave him, it was lower than that one. So it does happen. So don't worry. You're not the only one.
Listen to that. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Okay, guys, I think let's just get back to it now. I think when we look at the pressure that comes with the big clubs and the big two specifically, do you think that's something that, is in the mindset of management? Like, when they signing a player, you look at his personality, you consider how he'll adjust, you'll consider the pressure that comes with playing for the badge, whether it's Chiefs or Pirates. Is that do you think that's a consideration when they making that signing?
It should be the consideration. They need to profile exactly how Morgan came. Where is this player coming from? What has it done? The pressure of playing for that team. But I don't think they do it. I think they just sign it. They sign a player that is...
And right, because when you look around the league, you look at who's the top performers. You want to get the best, players who are showing and doing the business on the field. I mean, can you fault them for that?
You can fault them because if you look at the profile of SuperSport players, wherever they've gone, they've been successful. Most of them,
but you can't...
80% of the players who left SuperSport and joined the big teams, they've done pretty much well. Look at Maswangai. People before Patrick Maswangai joined Pirates, they didn't even know who he was, even talent them but. But when he joined Pirates, you see that kind of things. But players that comes from like Chippa United, it's rare you see a player from Chippa United then will go to Pirates and excel. It does happen with Lodge. And few exceptions. Exactly. Yeah. But players like Kolam Lambo, who came from Cheaper, then went to Vets. By the time they had Vets, then they were ready to play in a big team like Pirates. So I think it does. That's why maybe the teams also, they need to get people like sporting director, not a really sporting director, not a sporting director because it's part of the family. You know why? Because those people will kind of like profile the player that this is the player who can be integrated in the team and just like Mashamaite, when he joined Vets and Mato, Moken, they were playing in those kind of teams who were like top 8 solid teams in the league.
Sure.
One on way, the other, they will win the league or win a trophy, like Vets won a trophy when Mashamaite was the captain. So you'll see those kind of things. But now if you're just getting a player from a lower, like last team, then you think a player from Makesi will go to Chiefs and become an instant success. The profile is already wrong. I think
so. Even if the player has talent, he shouldn't be expected to just come in and be a starter. Maybe if he joins,
it shouldn't be like in Ndlondlo.
Integrated.
Like Ndlondlo. Look at what happened to Ndlondlo. John Pirates played well, man of the match, first game against Sundowns.
Yeah, in the cup. Yeah.
Then made a mistake against Chiefs. Never played. Never become a starter. 3 years later, even now, he doesn't even have a team. You understand? There's released by Pirates. Because he was not ready. If you moved from Marumo Gallants, maybe from your Stellenbosch, or from those kind of teams like Cape Town City, where like top 4 or top 8 teams, then by that time you join Pirates, you'll think maybe because a player like Dino van Rooyen, it's been easy for him to adjust at Pirates.
Because of the status.
Yeah, because already stages were that kind of competition, reaching cups and all those kind of things.
So Morgan, what can clubs do better, especially like, let's speak the top 2, in terms of just integration of players coming in? And, I don't know what it was like. Were you taken through a process to understand, okay, this is Kaizer Chiefs? This is what we do.
I knew way before then. Yeah. I think you must be honest, one of the greatest teams right now, and always has been, in terms of what they've done. For me, it stems way deeper. Nadim might think it's something that it goes back to my dad. My dad played there, so I did the full circle. So I knew about the team way before. Wait, your
dad played where?
At Chiefs.
Do we know this? Nadim, did you know this?
I know.
Hey, this is news.
That's the reason he didn't play Pirates, because he was supposed to join.
He was supposed to join Pirates. Let's talk about that. The offer from Chiefs and the offer from Pirates were very much the same.
Yes.
However, for me, it was the approach. I was approached by the officials, and on the other side,
thank you so much for being honest.
On the other side, I was approached not the way I really would have wanted to approach. And I would have seen. For me, it was, I wouldn't say disrespect. Maybe that's the way they do their business, but I felt that
it didn't.
As a player that has given his all, I think I deserved a little bit more respect. I respect the brand. I grew up literally in Eoland. I knew the
Were
brand.
you a Pirates fan though?
Was I a Pirates fan?
Yes, when you grew up.
That's not a difficult one, Morgan.
Before Joe discovered you.
It's a very difficult one, Mark.
Okay.
My mom is a Sundowner. My uncle is a Pirate.
No, ask about you.
No,
Were you a
no,
Pirates
wait,
fan?
I'm coming.
Why?
I never liked football. So I didn't support any brand because my father fed me the fact that, hey, football is not good for you. You must not play football. And unfortunately...
And that's why you ended up making millions from football.
Sure. I find myself in the football fraternity and still,
Yeah.
So to me, it wasn't about... and that's why I could leave a team and detach and go in and do something else. Because if you attach yourself to a team and you don't leave everything behind, you still carry the burden of, but I could have shooted.
So the approach at Chiefs was proper. That's what they're trying to say. Was better than how Pirates approached.
The approach was not the same. So one, there was a contract. The other one, it was verbal.
So wait, again, so it wasn't the decision that your dad played there. That's not why you went to Chiefs.
No. It wasn't family history. I think...
but what I want to know from you though, when you got there, when you signed on the dotted line and you were introduced, was there anything where almost like a process they took induction?
Yeah.
Where they took you through to say,
who inducted you?
This is Kaizer Chiefs. This is how we do things. This is the expectation, whatever the case may be.
Look, I inducted myself way before I even made the move. I took it upon myself to go to the village. People didn't know that when I was still playing at SuperSport, I went to the village and I had to familiarize myself because I knew that my time was coming up to an end there. And the carrot was dangled in front of me if I beat, we were playing Sundowns. My last game, I was told that if I beat Sundowns and the move is done, but I knew already. So I went over to just have a feel. You know what they say when you take off your boots and walk on the grass?
Yeah.
That's literally what I did because I felt that this is the best move for me and career-wise, financially, everything. This was for me the alpha and omega and I needed to make it work.
Okay.
So there's not just one individual, there's a couple of individuals.
Morgan, ons gaan a one-on-one doen.
Nah.
We need a one-on-one. There's so much more. I'm discovering. I didn't even know. I mean, we started our careers together and I didn't know your father played for Chiefs. But anyway, I think, we've kind of touched on what we wanted to get, that there is a different kind of pressure that comes with playing for the top two. And I think players should know that going in. And so let's hope, obviously the new crop for this season, they understand that and they adjust accordingly. We're running out of time. So